Well, good morning. Hope you're having a good start to your day today. And we thank you, as always, for tuning in. And as usual, we'll wait a moment or two till a few folks come on and say hello. Good morning, Rosalinda and Val. First time I've seen that name. How are you, Val? And Holly and Elisa. Kim, good morning, and hugs to you too, Kim. Nick, from our staff, Madeleine, Temiskaming, Helena, good morning to you. Keith, good morning, Keith. Lori, Niagara Falls, Adeline, good morning to you guys. Anne, how are you? Gloria, I don't know if that's the first time, Gloria. John from Elgin, Illinois. Louise and Ashley and Alicia, good morning to you. Rhea, our dear friend, Dr. Troy, good morning to you. Nice to have you on, Troy. Renee, good morning. Emily, Nellie, Wendy, all our dear friends. Yolande, bonjour. And Beata. Hello, Beata. Nice to have you on. Sheila and Maria. Okay, a couple of more. We'll get going. Judy and Jerry from Nouveau Brunswick. Good morning. Joey, how are you? And Denise and Sherry. Colleen and Leah. How are you, Leah, from Timmins? And Sonia. Susan from Florida. Good morning. Milika and Mary Jane. Okay. I hate to. And Micheline, good morning to you. We appreciate you very much. Cecile and Brian, good morning. And somebody's talking about starting on a statin. We'll talk about that. I don't know about today. Okay, what I want to talk to you about is what they call autophagy, okay? And it's spelled A-U-T-O, okay? Auto, self, okay? All these big words, right? Faggy or faggy or I don't know how to say it. P-H-A-G-Y, autophagy or phagy, like I said. What is that? Well, that's your body's ability to clean itself up. It really is sort of it's amazing how your body works. And it has a self-cleaning, like, the self-cleaning ovens, you just sort of push the button and it cleans the oven on its own. Well, your body has that. And you and I have talked about this in the past, especially your brain's ability to clean itself. And it has its own cleaning system in the brain, okay? And they're called glial cells, G-L-I-A-L, glial cells. And as a matter of fact, we named, not me, but they've named the system in the brain. It's called, you have a drainage system. Your body has lymphatics. Whenever you see the word lymph or lymph nodes or lymphatics, your body it's a drainage system. And this is controversial to some extent, but I look, it's what I think. And so, when oncologists are worried about whether cancer has gone into your lymphatics and spread through your lymphatics, I disagree with that. Your body is so smart that when it is fighting cancer, It wants to get rid of it through your lymphatics. Okay? And I know that's controversial, and you don't want to get cancer growing at any time, but I've always said, like God gave you lymphatics. Your lymph nodes, ladies, around your breast tissue. They're there for a reason. They're draining. It's the garbage out. It's waste products taken away from your breast tissue. And your brain has its own lymphatic system. We didn't know this. I mean, even a couple of years ago, guys, we didn't know it about the brain. Like we've discovered that it's self-containing and it cleans itself. It's unbelievable. Okay? It's unbelievable. It's so fascinating. And I don't mind preaching to you. I believe in a creator and a designer of the human body. I don't apologize for that. Like if you think that just happened, like I don't know. That bothers me. You can believe whatever you want. That doesn't bother me. But when people say, that just happened by chance, I don't think so. Anyway, your glymphatics and your lymphatics are a big part of your body's ability. Auto-cleaning. And you have cells in your body that are really into cleaning up the debris. Like when you see a manufacturing plant, they have a lot of waste. The more they manufacture, the more waste they have. They're producing energy. Your brain especially, think about it. And one of the problems in the brain is when it can't clean itself of that debris. 25% of all your energy from food, the brain is like the federal government. It wants to be paid first because the brain is headquarters. But because of that, and whatever you give it to eat, and this is why we talk about good eating so much, but whatever you give the brain to eat, it's going to use it, even if it's garbage, and then your body better clean that out. So that is called autophagy or autophagy. Like I said, I hate when I don't know which is the right pronunciation. Okay? But guys, okay, so here's why I want to bring that up. It's important that you detox yourself, right? When you go to bed at night, and once you get to sleep, not when you're awake, not when your brain is, you're trying to solve the world's problems and your family dynamics, because that's, all the years. I'm not a psychologist. I'm not like our dear friend, Dr. McEwen. Okay? I'm not a psych. I always tell people I took enough psychology in university to be dangerous. That's all. But I learned some things. Okay? I learned some things. Family dynamics. You got a family? You got some problems, usually. Okay? We used to tell mother-in-law jokes. Like, got a mother-in-law? That'll stress you out. No, but guys, you know what I'm saying. But so for autophagy to work, the self-cleaning oven to work in your body, You need, number one, you need to sleep. You need to sleep. And that's a huge issue in our society today. 70%, estimated 70% of the population in North America do not get a good night's sleep. They just don't. And they don't repair, they don't clean, they don't detox the way they should. So the night shift will work, but they only come in when you're sleeping. And another one is your liver. Your liver works the night shift. Everything else is put in airplane mode. No data coming in. Isn't that a beautiful thing, how your body works? So, it's like you're on an airplane and they tell you, like turn off there's no data. So put your phone into airplane mode. And okay, like I don't know nothing about my phone, but I know how to find the airplane mode. Anytime I've ever flown, right? And you turn your data off. Okay. But that's what happens to your body, guys. When you sleep, your liver, the guys come in to do the night shift because the liver is your detox organ. And, if you want to do a detox in your liver, well, two things you ought to do to make sure your liver functions properly. One, do the reset and clean your liver. One of the biggest advantages of the reset is it literally empties your liver in the first 6 days of the reset. It empties it. Why is that important, Doc? Well, for about 600 reasons, but let me name a few. One of them is the night shift crew will come in and detox you. Like you can take all the milk thistle in the world. I'm not against milk thistle, okay? Because people ask me that all the time. Doc, I want to do a detox. Okay, sleep. And get all that fat out of your liver. Get it out of there. Because fat, okay, I'm showing you fat. Okay, for those who are on a podcast, I got a pound of fat in my hands. If this is in your liver, it holds on to toxins. Okay? It holds on to toxins. So you want this autophagy or phagy, to work. Numero uno, sleep. Do everything you can to sleep. Don't sedate. Sleep. Different. Don't sedate. Sleep. Okay? So, we've had podcasts in the past talking about sedation. Don't sedate yourself, because if you sedate yourself, you're not getting into autophagy. It won't happen. You're knocked out. But when you go for an operation, and you get sedated. Okay? You don't know what's happening in there, and you're happy you're sedated. Like, give me lots. I don't want to feel it. I don't want to hear I don't want to hear no buzzing. Like I don't want to hear no saws or whatever it is, right? Like, put me out. But guys, your body's not recuperating at that time. Oh, you know what? That was the best sleep I ever had. Really, it was the best. You got knocked out, but you weren't sleeping. You were sedated. That's a completely different thing, and your body's still operating. It's going around like, oh, like, did I ever get hit? But it's not healing itself. You need an environment of sleep. Number one. How do I get this mechanism? Do I take all that debris out of my body? 1, sleep. 2, eat the right foods to clean your liver. Cut out your sugars. Cut out your crappy carbs. Cut out that stinking oil that you can run your car on, the synthetic type. When I went to get my oil changed, the guy asked me, okay, do you want synthetic, or do you want a semi-synthetic, or do you want just old-fashioned oil? I said, well, what is the recommendation for this vehicle? What do I know? I don't know it. You talk to me about the human body, I'll tell you what to do. You talk to me about my car, I don't know. I have no idea. I'm leaving it in your capable hands, sir, is what I said. Okay. Well, it's calling for a semi-synthetic. Okay. I just want to do what the auto manufacturer who made the car is recommending. Okay? And on my motorcycle, it's fully synthetic, is what they recommend. Okay. But in your body, the human body, okay, you want to change your oil, you need to have a clean liver. You need to get sleep. Because your liver is your major detox organ. And when you empty that liver, I think it was yesterday we talked about the thyroid. That's really important for your thyroid, because guess where T4 to T3 is converted? In your liver. It's really important to keep that liver clean. I have a method, guys, to what I do. I have a method. It's really important to understand, as much as you can understand, how in some simple ways, they're not complicated, how to fix things, And, God loved people, okay, because, and I understand it, because there's so much pushback to what I'm saying. But there was somebody on private Facebook group the other day, and look, we appreciate it as long as you're being reasonable and not angry, okay? Because, just this lady was saying, well, I'd never do the reset because, that's not good for you. And a couple of people chimed in and said, oh, yeah, that's not good for you. You maybe do it, but never do it again and don't repeat. And you know what? I get it. I know where they're coming from. I do, because all of the teaching, almost all of it, is saying the reset's no good for you because you can't have eggs and lots of them, and you can't have meat, and you can't have cheese. Cheese, that's dairy, Dr. Martin. That can't be good for you. I beg to disagree with you. And, just because they posted it and then I saw it and I said, well, look, I got to push back a little bit here. Okay? You can come on our site and say, I disagree with you, Dr. Martin, but you better tell me why you disagree. Or bring me something that, yeah, but it can't be. Well, no, it can be, because I can prove it. I can prove what the reset does. I didn't bring that out. without proving it even to myself. I had to prove it to myself. It wasn't like my research, guys, had to do with patients. It's why I have my own formulas for my supplements. I had to get results. Look, if someone came in with a fatty liver, okay, how do I fix it? If someone came in and their triglycerides were high and their HDL was low, or they had high blood pressure, I had to fix it. Otherwise, you're a kook. You're a quack. You can't fix anything. You can tell me, this and that and the other thing, but if I didn't get results, I had to get results, guys. And so when I developed the reset, the first people that got it were guinea pigs. They were diabetics. They were on medication. Their blood sugars, they were in trouble. If you're a diabetic, you're in trouble. It's not it's not if things are going to happen in your body. It's not if. No exceptions. It's when it will happen. When you're a diabetic, you are like 100 times more likely to get a heart attack or a stroke or kidney damage, eye trouble, bad trouble, circulation trouble, and even diabetes, cancer, and Alzheimer's. It's not if, it's when it's going to happen. I used to tell patients like I said, and a lot of times, even in the office, they didn't even realize they were diabetic. I said, well, you got sugar in your urine, man. You're a diabetic. I look at blood work today, and I see A1C up, and I go, you're a diabetic. Oh, I know. The doctor said no. Guys, you're in deep doo-doo. The Titanic. You're on it. And for a lot of people, they already hit the iceberg. It's too late to turn around. You just better get in that lifeboat. But, people, they argue with that because they don't, it's all right. I can control my blood sugar as long as I take medication. So what the reset did, it started with diabetics. They were diabetics. Most of them knew, some of them didn't. They didn't know they were diabetics. I said, you are in deep trouble. You better turn this around. And I would give them the plan, the reset. Do it for 30 days. I said, I don't negotiate with diabetes. When they tell you, the government says, well, we don't negotiate with terrorists. I used to tell people, I don't negotiate with diabetes. I don't negotiate. You can't, don't negotiate. Well, Doc, how about toast? How can I eat my bacon and eggs without toast? Pretend. You have an allergy. You can't have carbs. Stop. Don't fool yourself. So the reset was given to them. And guess what happened in 30 days? Unbelievable. It was better than I thought. No cheating. Better than I thought. Before and after blood work. Better than I thought. That's why I doubled down, guys. I'm not backing off. I say it even more and more and more. I feel sorry because one of the ladies that was arguing with me was a diabetic. She's a diabetic already. And she was doing good things. Eating low carb. I said, well, you should be no carb. If you're a diabetic, don't eat fruit. How's that? What? You want to sneak a few berries in? Don't ever have another banana. Don't ever have another apple. What? I know, it's tough sledding. I didn't say it was easy, but it's simple. You don't get along with carbs. You just don't. You have an allergy. And most people, we live in a world that is full of that. People that are diabetic or and like Dr. Kraft, who was the leading guru on diabetes. Studied under him. He was the leading guy. He used to say, oh no, there's no pre-diabetes. You are a diabetic. Look in the mirror and say, my name is Tony and I'm a carboholic. And me and carbs don't get along. So you want to empty your liver. You want autophagy to work. You need an empty liver. You need to sleep. You need to eat the right foods. Now there's good research on the fourth one, okay? On number 4. There's good research on it. Showing that if you fast, it's another reason for the reset. I was going to name the book, not the reset. Fasting without fasting. Because fasting has become very popular. Some doctors have made it very popular. I'm not against it. We've talked about intermittent fasting, but I want to explain to you ways you can do it. And what I recommend, one of the best ways of autophagy is to not eat or eat fuel. It's really important, guys. That's why the reset works again. Eat fuel that has almost zero debris. Remember, I've taught you this in the past. The wood stove compared paper and twigs to logs on the fire. The airport. Go to the airport. What are they filling the jets with? 88 octane that you can fill your car with? That you have to mortgage your house to do now because the price of gas? 88? My car works on 88. Okay? My motorcycle doesn't, though. Tells you right, no, use super. Okay, pay more, but that's what they tell me to do. But when you go to the airport, they're not using 88 nor 93. They're using jet fuel. It is highly full of octane. And guys, when you use the right fuel, you're going to turn on your self-cleaning oven. Okay? It's fasting without fasting. Now, let me put a little asterisk so that you understand where I'm coming from. I am a huge guy. Big time for autophagy to work properly. That is, don't eat at night. Because when you look at the results of the studies, okay, on fasting, if you don't eat from 6 at night to 6 in the morning, that's 12 hours. Well, that's good. There's nothing wrong with that. That is good. But if you go to 8 o'clock, You're now into what they call intermittent fasting because you've gone to 14 hours. Now, research is showing, okay, that if you go to 16 hours, which would be at 10 o'clock in the morning, even better for the autophagy, for the self-cleaning oven to work. Okay, so there's 12 hours. If you don't eat at night, guys, that's not a hard one. When you're eating the right fuel during the day, eggs, meat, and cheese, you'll find this much easier not to snack at night. The Netflix disease, that's what I call it. The Netflix disease is people eating when they're not hungry. And that is, I blame it on Netflix. You're watching TV, you're sitting around and I'm watching a movie or a TV series, and what are you doing? You're eating when you don't need to eat. Just understand how your body works. It works when you're not eating, or this is really important because you're not going to see this anywhere else, as far as I know, that if you eat high octane food, high jet fuel, your body is, because there's so little debris from that food, there's little mop up that needs to take place. There's very little. Because your cell, you see, I aim at your cells, because your cell, inside every little cell that you have a little battery in there. It's called your mitochondria. It's really important. That's your manufacturing plant within the cell. It takes what you eat as fuel. It burns it off as what we call ATP. And if you have pure fuel that you're giving it, the debris is minuscule. You're getting guys to pick my brain of thinking about this stuff for almost 50 years. Almost 50 years. So, and I'm learning all the time. But do you like that illustration, self-cleaning oven? I like that. Like, to me, I need simple so I can remember stuff. So if you want that self-cleaning oven to work, you need to sleep. You need to sleep. And in my opinion, again, it's my opinion. It's my show. It's my opinion. The best, get in the sun, get the third eye, your pineal gland, to get the rays of the sun. Don't put sunglasses on to start. Don't go look in the sun. Just get in the sun. Let the sunlight come in. And you're going to make melatonin. Dark, pitch black. Wear a mask. Ooh, don't get me started on masks. Wear a mask around your eyes. When you go to bed at night, you're going to make melatonin at night. As far as supplements, I mean, if you like melatonin, it works for you. But for most people, it has an expiry date on it, meaning it only works for a bit, because your body makes melatonin. You need to up your body's ability to make it. And to sleep properly, You need to get your stress levels down. Cortisol will make you awake in the middle of the night. I talked to one of our patients yesterday, and I was talking to her, and she said, "Well, you know what? I'm restless at night. I'm agitated. I'm you know." I said, "Well, that's hormones, but it's specifically cortisol. Your cortisol is going up. See, cortisol should be up in the morning and way down at night. It's part of your circadian rhythm. Your body just works on a cycle until it doesn't, until the cycle is messed up. That's why I'm hammering down cortisol. It's a huge factor in a lot of things, but in sleep, it's major. That's why I talk about it all the time. So if you want the self-cleaning oven to work, 4 things: sleep, empty your liver, eat the right foods. It's really important, right? You got to empty that liver, eat the right foods, and fast without fasting. 4th. Well, you can fast, but even with the eggs, meat, and cheese, try and stop eating. Don't eat at night. Don't eat at night. Let the body clean itself. Okay? Now, if you have any questions about that, about anything that I just said this morning, don't be scared to ask questions. Our staff are there on the private Facebook group. Will answer your questions. Okay? Like I said, don't get nasty there. Okay? And people are generally very, very good. What a good community we have. It's beautiful. But, sometimes there's controversy and people get nasty. Look, I don't care. You can challenge me all you want. But just understand, I'm going to push back. Because if you say something that's not true to the rest of my group, I'm going to push back. I'm sorry. I still love you, though. I do. Okay? I do. Don't get duped. A lot of people get duped. They get duped about cholesterol. They get duped about a lot of things in life. There's propaganda machine 24 hours a day, and it's not easy to go up against it, but I feel it's my job to do that. Okay, we love you dearly, and we mean it. The Reset book is back in stock. Take advantage of it. Why don't we buy our early Christmas gifts? Give them that book. It could save their life, guys. It could. Okay, now, we love you, and we'll talk to you soon.